Hello and welcome back to the mini catalogue launch by Lou's Colourful Crafters. I'm Crafty Capers, one of Lou's Colourful Crafters, and my motto is through creativity we make change. And the reason I have this motto is because 10% of anything bought from me will be split between the Animal Welfare Foundation and animal shelters. If you want to find out more, then please visit my website on craftycapers.co.uk. Right, to the launch. I am so excited about this. If you want to know why I've got toadstool paper here, then you'll just have to go and look at my celebration. So I'm on page 25 and we're looking at the Storybook Moment Suite. We've got the Storybook Garden Patch, Storybook Friends, and I'm basically going to show you everything that comes in the suite. You don't have to buy the suite, you can buy everything individually, but I went ahead and bought the suite. So, what does it contain? First of all, we've got a scalloped ribbon in petal pink. Then we have these beautiful antique pearl gems. Then the papers. Oh my gosh, the papers. I mean, look at them. They are adorable. All double-sided. Strawberries are beautiful. There's no A or B side. I used to categorise my papers in that way. We've got squirrels here. And these are just gorgeous backgrounds, in my humble opinion. They're all the tools of the trade. Everything that you need in your grand garden. And that side. And you get two of each of these papers. Here are some, I call them templates actually. And I'll show you why in a moment. And that's the background. We've seen our squirrels and then our vegetables. Now, this really, really sings to my heart because I love growing my own vegetables. I love country cottages and stately homes and creatures, great and small. This has just catapulted me right back to my childhood. So we get the ribbon, get the antique pearls, we get these beautiful papers, two of each. We get the plaid paper, which again is all double-sided. It goes beautifully with this suite, but I've also used it in a previous clip where I was talking about one more time about masculine cards. Beautiful, beautiful papers and so much of it. So that comes with it. And then let me just clear my space, put these out of the way. I'm coming to the dies. Oh, actually, before I clear my space, there's something I need to show you. If we go back to our first page of the rabbits, the dies of the rabbits, they also cut out directly from the paper. So we can cut out that beautiful little girl, this very handsome fellow. I've got it the wrong way round. Sorry about that. Well, I have been going since 9 this morning and it's now 7 o'clock. So I apologise. So we can cut out this beautiful fellow here. This gorgeous little man who I absolutely adore. There he is. Gorgeous little man. And then another one of my favourites. I've become very fond of these characters. It's like I know them intimately. So there's another one. So yes, you can cut directly from the paper if you don't feel like stamping and watercolouring, which, to be honest, in January, February, March, it's dull. I can't think of anything better than stamping and watercolouring, or stamping and using the blends and making these characters come alive. So, apart from the papers, the antique pearls, the plaid paper, would also come with lots and lots of die cut images. And there's so many characters and people here. Got lots of squirrels, ducks. I like handsome lamb, Mr. Lamb, and Lady Lamb. There she is, Lady Lamb. And these make your creation so easy to make because they're already cut out for you. They're already coloured in. You've just got so much choice. I'm going to be making a very simple card later on showing you how to use these pre-die cut images and how easy it is to create a card, so quick and simple. So we've got all these. I've got to get those back in a packet, so I shall put them to one side because that might take me a bit of time. Then in the suite you have, of course, the stamps. So we've got runner beans, beetroot, strawberries, carrot, cabbage, watering can, terracotta pots, basket, a fork and a trowel. And included in that is all the dies. There's my dies. We've got some extra bits and pieces here too, which I'll show you. So we've got a barrel, we've got some land where you can, well, I'll show you. So we've got all the dies. Then with the Storybook Friends, we've got the characters that I have fallen in love with, plus the little squirrels, little rabbit, and a little lady hedgehog. Now, these are the dies cut out those people. And then we've got the beautiful sentiments of "Some bunny loves you, welcome little one, thank you so very much, hello friend, happy spring, Easter greetings." I think this is the best Easter set that Stampin'Up have ever done. So that over there. Then we also have 2 pages of a sort of templates. So I've cut mine out and kept the measurements because these are really helpful in the future. This is for like a full card. We've got Lord and Lady Sheep, and we've got Mr. and Mrs. Badger. Then these are more like note style cards. And this I've used as a bookmark. So I've kept these and kept the measurements so that I can reproduce them over and over. So, as well as the stamps and the dies and the paper and the ribbon and the pearls, we also have, which I love, the frames. Oh my gosh, how much do I love the frames. So I'm going to show you the frames in person. That's one that I've just cut out. And I am going to show you another of the frames in this little notelet type card that I mentioned before. And how cute is he? He comes in the die cut already ready to go. So this is so quick and easy to make, and that frame is beautiful. I also think you could put a picture inside it, a real photograph, because yes, they I don't need to say too much about these frames. Here is another one of the frames. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. So what have I made so far with the suite? And I say so far because it just goes on and on and on. So with one of the templates from the 2-sheet where you get to, by the way, on the other side of it is your cottages and your stately homes. One of the templates was some strawberries. So I thought I would make a magnet bookmark and just use some of those beautiful the beautiful pearls. Then I've made a couple of notelets. Oh, everything's going to have to go on the floor. So Easter greetings, and this one is just a cute little squirrel. Hello spring. Then I thought, right, I'm going to use, this is more about the Storybook garden patch. Although I have taken a little fellow that's already pre-cut for me, coloured for me, and just popped him on there. And then I've used the dies. You don't have to get the dies. You could do all this with fussy cutting. And the die that I mentioned, where it sort of cuts out the landscape for you, is so that these don't have to be glued. They're all freestanding. And it makes such an interactive card. So I've used the beetroots. I must admit, I did think to myself, why have Stampin'Up brought out a harvest scene set when we're just starting the year? But then I realised, well, actually, this is a storybook, so it doesn't matter what time of year it comes out. That's why I can have cabbages coming out of terracotta pots. So I have used my watercolours to create all of this. It's so simple to just put a little tiny little bit of watercolour and then use my aqua painter. I personally think this lends itself better to watercolouring, but you can give it a try. So on the back, I wanted to show you the additional dies that aren't stamps, and this is like a barrel, and then we've got a watering can with an overlay on it and some more of that gorgeous designer series paper. So I know somebody who's going to be very, very happy to receive this card. So then I thought, you know, this is just too good. Storybook. I need to make a storybook. So here is a storybook that I have made thinking about my great nieces and nephews all the way over in America. And it's, I've made up the story. It's very simple, but it's all about Ben, my great nephew, and Uki, my great nephew, and Olive, my great niece. And so it pulls out and it talks about their nemesis, and then obviously we turn it over, we carry on with the story, and I've used some of the pre-die cut images, but mainly I've made most of it myself just by watercolouring and it's been so satisfying. I think it's a lovely, lovely gift, a lovely keepsake, and something that's so special for the children. So then I went on a little bit more of a thought. By the way, so here's Mr. Badger. So my idea with this is Mr. Badger is the gamekeeper of our little country cottage here, and he's been catching fish. So I've stamped some fish which are not in this stamp set. They are part of By Your Side stamp set, which is a kit. I'm doing kit classes every 22nd of the month. I will be doing a By Your Side kit. If you purchase a kit, obviously you get the stamps and the ink to last forever, so you can do them on whatever projects you like. So I just thought, because Mr. Badger is using his fish, I'd add some extra fishes. So my idea with this, when you take the children out, whether it be to an aunt's house who has got a beautiful garden and they want to show you everything that's in it, the children are bored. Or you go to a stately home, etc., etc., and you want to look at everything in the garden, the children are bored. So, simple little idea. It is, so we've got room here for a photograph. Here, when and where. Then it just opens up and opens up. So these are all little pouches. So, for example, how many garden forks did you see? Here we've got room for another photograph. Here, how many terracotta pots did you see? Another room for a photograph. Here, how many watering cans did you see? And the list can just go on and on and on. Obviously, this is double-sided as well. I mean, we could start with cabbages and carry on with carrots. But I also thought about feathers and leaves, and having this as a real keepsake. Probably not taking this with you, but having the categories in mind and then making this album when you come back home. I think it's a lovely way to use this suite, and like I've said before, don't want to keep repeating myself. It is so versatile. It's lovely. So my next thing is to make two very simple cards with you. The first one, I have got some bits and pieces cut out, and I've got some bunny rabbits up here. Now, these bunny rabbits, I have used my watercolour pencils. So I've used pecan pie for the rabbits and cherry cobbler for his trousers. Then I've just put on some granny apple green. Now, I haven't put any water to the granny apple green. So I want to see if you can see this pop as soon as I put the water. And I really like the watercolour because you can be so precise. Just do the back of her dress. Pick up the colour from there. It doesn't bleed into, let me pick it up and bring it up to the camera. It doesn't bleed, so I've got no worries at all about going it into the top of her dress, which is white, or the cuffs and belt, which is white. And I get lots of toning and shading. I also like to mix my colours so that I get a variety. In this case, I haven't. I've just used granny apple green. because I want it to pop. And it dries so quickly. I'm just cleaning off the end of my watercolour pencil, or should I say aqua painter, so that the colours don't merge together. Right, so this quick and simple card, got some pieces already cut out, so I'm going to use that plaid paper, and I'm just going to glue him down. I think don't need that much glue. Just going to put him in the centre-ish. Then I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'm going to give each of them a dimensional. Just going to use my take a pick to get the back off. Put him in the middle, and that back's already come off. Put him at one side. I'm so used to colouring this girl blue, having a blue dress. But, you know, she can have whatever colour dress she wants. And for this card, she wanted a granny apple green dress. I tell you, I'm such a child. I love this set. I'm going to take my snips and just fishtail. It's always a go-to favourite. Just fishtail, and yeah, I mean that's a simple card, and yet so effective. So I'm just going to glue this down. Don't need that much glue. And the green glue, the Tombow glue, is wonderful because it gives you lots of wiggle room. So you can make sure that you get things nice and straight, if you want them straight, that is. I often like things a bit jaunty. Use my take a pick to get that off. And I'm going to jaunty that one. So how cute and simple is that? Somebody loves you. Next card we're going to do together is using the pre-die cuts. So this really is quick, although I have cut out one of the frames and I've stamped "thank you very much." So I've used the strawberry paper. This is a pre-die cut, the fence. And what have we got inside? Right. So I am going to put my wheelbarrow on a few dimensionals. Just hoping to give you some ideas of what you can do with the die cuts that are already done for you. Makes such quick and easy cards. I'm going to put some strawberries in the wheelbarrow. Just going to use a little bit of glue. Glue them into the wheelbarrow. Now the hat, I want to add a bit of shading. So I'm not going to use a blend. I'm going to use watercolour pencil, but without the watercolour. I've got pecan pie, that'll do. So I'm just going to add a little bit more colour contrast, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. I can't actually use my aqua painter on this because when I'm doing watercolouring, I always use watercolour paper. Otherwise, it simply doesn't work. With the blends, you can use any, well, obviously not watercolour paper, but just normal basic white paper. So I'm going to put the hat on a dimensional. And then these as well, these butterflies are in the pre-cut. I'm just going to let a little bit of glue. Don't need a lot. And pop one there. And one there. There. How quick is that? How quick is that? And I think it's really effective. So just before I review what I've done, I've shown you briefly a very, very quick way of watercolouring. I want to show you a quick way of using the blends. So this is in the Storybook garden terracotta pots. So how I colour in, I don't know if it's right or if it's wrong. I don't believe there is a right or a wrong. There's just the way you feel that it should be done. So for this terracotta pot, I'm just going to colour it all in. And this is light, I think it is, yeah, light pumpkin pie. So again, it's as quick as watercolour. And I think it's a personal choice. Some things I like to use blends for, other things watercolour. And then I'm going to take a light Cajun craze. And I'm just going to add some accents. And wherever Stampin'Up puts the lines, I like to put the lines and just create some depth. For me, I would go for watercolouring every time because it just does it naturally. You know, you put your pencils in the right place and you just rub a little bit harder, then bring in your aqua painter and hardly press at all, and voila, you've got all your shading done for you. Whereas the blends, you have to think a little bit more. Anyway, I thought I would just show you that. All the blends and the watercolour pencils are all available in the annual catalogue. So let's just have a quick review of the Storybook Garden Patch and the Storybook Friends. They are so much fun. I have loved using this. I forgot to point out that we've got a stone wall here and we've got a garden patch which is growing definitely carrots, definitely beetroot, and I've used all of these. So if we come back to this card, hopefully you can see here that I've stamped my little vegetable plot, and then as we open it up, so it's one of those type of cards, as we open it up, I've stamped the stone wall as well. All these cute vegetables, and I just love the vegetable paper as well. So this is also another die that comes with the Storybook Garden Patch. Then some quick makes are the bookmark with the magnet. The two little cards we've done now, again using everything that is already pre-cut for us apart from the frame, which I actually cut out, but the fence, the hat, everything else is already done, and the strawberries are just beautiful. Well, all the paper is beautiful. It's hard to decide. This very, very simple card of Some Bunny Loves You. Then I am definitely going to carry on and on and on with this, because there's so much more to add. Now, how many forks can you see? How many terracotta pots can you see? How many watering cans can you see? With the pre-cut ephemera, there are boots as well. So I will definitely have on this page how many Wellington boots. Then I'll turn it over and carry on making. Like I say, these are all pockets. So you could go on a treasure hunt and put some dried leaves or whatever the children come across, and obviously your photos, and write the highlights of the day. I feel like a little girl again. That's what this suite has done for me. I've enjoyed it so much. And then finally making, oh no, I made these two little note cards, which is so easy because everything's all pre-cut out. All I did was make the frame. So versatile. And then finally my storybook, which I think it's a lovely keepsake. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I'm sticking to that. It's a lovely little keepsake. And yes, so I highly recommend this suite. If you've got any questions that you'd like to ask me about this presentation, about anything that I've done during this mini catalogue launch, please don't hesitate to get in touch at craftycapersuk@gmail.com. I would absolutely love it if you popped over to see my website, craftycapers.co.uk, and see why I'm so passionate about raising money for the Animal Welfare Foundation and animal shelters. And I would love you to drop me an email and say, hey, I'm interested in one of your kit classes or one of your all occasion classes. Again, everything is included and they will be mailed directly to you. So I hope that you're enjoying today. I'm not sure what's coming up next, but I know it will be good. So I hope you've enjoyed the Storybook Friends as much as I have, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, thank you very much.